Welcome back to Blue Eyes Creations. If you're not following my Facebook and my Twitter, then you don't know that while filming last week's video making the stencil, I actually cut myself. This time I decided to find something a little safer for all of us. And before you start worrying, it was no big deal. It's just a little bitty cut on my finger from holding the X-Acto knife the wrong way, which happens every time I use an X-Acto knife. But this week I promised you a jewelry video. And in the process of looking for some interesting beads to, I like finding the interesting stuff. My uncle found some accent type pendant pieces and he wanted me to make them into a necklace for him. So I figured I would show you guys how to make a pretty simple necklace. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to go about making the chain, if you will. And this is another one of those projects where creativity is entirely all up to you what you do. But I do have a few certain things I have to do because I'm doing it for my uncle. Seems to be a running theme here. I'm doing crafts for other people. Give me half a second. I'm gonna get some coffee so that I'm alive. I'll show you what supplies you need. We've got everything we need. Here's some of the stuff you might need. And again, this is gonna change based really on what you decide to do with this. First, you're gonna need something to work from. Now, we found two different pendants that my uncle really, really liked. He liked the battle axe style, and he also liked the medieval sword type thing, and he really decided he really couldn't choose between them, so I was like, hey, get both of them, I'll make you two necklaces, no big deal. From there, you need to decide what kind of a chain you want to use. Now, you can get chains kind of like this, where you have that antique coppered look, and it would go really well with like the battle axe, which is more antique style than this, which is more fresh silver. However, if you're going to be making this for other people, you need to really pay attention to what they prefer. My uncle does not like metal around his neck. He doesn't mind this, but he doesn't want a metal chain at his neck. So I can't use this. Probably use it to make myself something later on. Another good thing you can use is leather cord. You can make a leathered necklace, and it's a lot easier on people who have a hard time with metal. Another thing you can get is hemp cord. Hemp cord works really well for stuff like this. Basically, anything you can think of would probably work. I wouldn't recommend using yarn because a lot of the yarns are too thick for some of the beads you might use. So I'm going to be using leather cord. Now you're going to need some sort of accent beads, or I want some accent type beads to go with it. So for the sword, I went to Walmart, and my Walmart had these little metal beads like this. They got one package that's got smaller beads, and then one that's got some that are a little larger. I also found this, and this is like $3, and you get all these different kinds of beads. At my Walmart, I don't know if it's this way at all of them, and I know at some of the craft stores I've been to, in the jewelry section, they'll have this bin of like clearance stuff, and there'll be a whole bunch of beads. Just, random little packs like this. And this has got a whole bunch of different types of beads in it, and a lot of these look more earth-toned. And then I found this one, and some of these look more elegant. And then of course you can find sets like this, and I got the blue set because this personally is my favorite color. But they have them in all kinds of colors. There's all different types of beads in there. But that's what you kind of need to be on the lookout for. I try to get most of my beads, if not all of them, on clearance. The only time I really pay full price is when I find something like this that I know is probably never gonna be on clearance. I decide that I would like to try something with it. Now, if you're gonna be taking a chain like this and putting anything on it, you're gonna need jewelry pliers to open up your links to put any of your items on. So, now that we have all these wonderful options, we've got all these different things we can do, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be doing. So, let's get started. I've pre-cut my string because I know about how long it needs to be for my uncle. What you can start by doing, I would start by making sure you keep both ends of your string up at all times. Even if you're working with bigger beads, this just keeps you from losing them. So I'm gonna start by going ahead and I'm gonna start with the sword one first. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the sword on, and you have to make sure that you know which way is your front and back. It may not matter in the long run depending on what kind of beads you use, but it does kind of help you. What I'm gonna start with is one of the bigger silver beads. I'm gonna go ahead and string that on. And then I'm gonna do one of these turquoise type beads. Because my uncle's favorite color tends to be more of a blue, and he really does like turquoise. So we'll go ahead and slip that on. Then I want to slip on, we're going to go with another silver bead. These are kind of my breakup beads. And then there's this off-color antiqued silver looking bead. My uncle really kind of liked it as well, so it came in the pack that came with these. So like I said, you always look and see what you got. So let's see what we have so far. That's one side of the necklace. I think it's kind of interesting. I think he'd like it. So now that I have one side done, I can go ahead and fix the other side. There. Now that I have all the beads on here like I want, I'm gonna go ahead and fix this so that he can wear it. Now I know some people would automatically just, you know, tie the ends and then be done with it. I'm not gonna do it that way. It's actually harder to wear necklaces like that. What I'm gonna do is set one side up to tie in a knot like that, but I'm not gonna tighten it just yet. I'm gonna slip this side through, and I'm gonna give it lots and lots of room, and I'm gonna tie my knot. And you don't want a whole lot of excess on this side, so kind of make sure that you squish it down. There, that's a little better. That way, if it needs to be retied or anything, you've got room to hold it on this side, but it's not so large that it's really going to distract from the necklace itself. Then you're going to do the same thing on this side. However, you can't just slip through like you did the other one, of course, because there's no end over here to slip through. So all you're going to do is wrap this side around like that, where this is inside of it, and pull through. And now you have a necklace, and it's tied off. These slide to adjust so that the wearer has it always at a comfortable length. You extend it all the way, you can easily slip it over your head, and no one ever has to choke. So there's one. Now give me half a second, I'll get my beads together, and we'll do the other one. So that was our little adventure into making necklaces. How you do it is completely up to you. I made two different ones. So you've got this one. That was kind of cool, kind of pretty. And of course I put a little splash of color in it because I use my uncle's favorite color. And so if you're making this for someone else, that's a really good thing to do, is add a splash of like their favorite color in there, maybe their birthstone. The other one I made is that right there. That's the front of it. This one I didn't really add much color to, and that's because this already kind of has a color tone of its own. Very earthy, very antiqued, kind of gold, but also kind of not. So I went ahead and went with these antiqued silver style beads. These almost coppery colored. And then I went with some brown to kind of pull it back down to earth. And that's all you really have to do. You just have to get creative. You have to find colors that work. So I would say necklace video, complete success. I think my uncle's really gonna enjoy these. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up to let me know. Put in the comments maybe what you enjoy working with as far as jewelry stuff goes. I'm looking to get into like wire wrapping and stuff like that. I want to try a few different things. I enjoy making earrings. I've made earrings since I was like 5 years old. If you have things that annoy you, tell me about. Make sure that you are following me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, because I do some stuff outside of these videos, and if you're not following me there, then you're missing out on so much. Also, make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss any of these videos. I've been trying to come up with all kinds of different fun things to do. And I think next week's video, I think I'll do something with clay. specifically the Sculpey baking clay. I'm not sure what I'll do with it yet, since there's a lot you can actually do. But remember to come back next week and see the Sculpey video. Better yet, click that star right there, the little magnet star I have, and subscribe to this channel. Because guess what? If you click that star right now, just right there, and you subscribe, you're not gonna miss the video. So until next week, when we do some work with clay, I'm Blue Eyes. Keep creating.